And we're live. Wave to your fans. There you go. Wave to your fans. You're really here for you. Actually, that's true. There's a guy named Mentor Pilot. You can watch him here on YouTube. He's a really good teacher of or instructor of most things aviation. Nobody can be everything, even Mentor Pilot. Mentor Pilot, if you're ever watching this, kudos. And anyways, there's a lot of people who watch his channel just to watch his dogs. They don't really care about aviation that much, or they'd be pilots. I guess you could say the same thing about me. I don't care about aviation much because I don't own a plane yet. I've had a lifelong curiosity about flying and space, and well, things just seem to get in the way. Plus, you need a destination. Just going up in the air isn't really that. Yeah, there's no why flying for the sake of flying. It just why to go up in the sky? Come on, really? You need a destination like Paris or Atlanta. For me, surely it would be Los Angeles. We get tacos. $1,000 taco. It doesn't cost me $1,000 to get there. So, yeah, today I am not working. I could work today. I could probably pull another $400 out of the air like that. Well, if you run an ice cream truck, you know what I'm talking about. It's like an ATM machine. You just drive around in the right places. You're just pulling money out of the air, and people just come up and give you money. Yeah, you're giving them product. You're kind of in the area, but yeah. Anytime you just cut your music box on, people. I sell ice cream when I'm not even trying to sell ice cream. Just I'll pull up to a store. I have sold ice cream at gas stations that have the, the same exact ice creams that the person is buying out of the gas pump inside. I guess they just want to buy it from a truck. It's just a novelty that. Can you believe it? I just walked up to this truck and a guy had ice cream in it, and they just handed it out to me. It's just like magical. I guess people love the ice cream truck. With the vest, they love the ice cream man. So this is one of my. This is my cufflink. It's not the only cufflinks I have. Granddad had one pair of cufflinks, but they were a solid 24 karat gold. All I needed. No matter how wealthy you get, you only need a certain amount. Do digress. And all the while, Dad's right there, smiling and watching, just like he would be if we were alive today. Love you, Pop. Wish you were here. Well, you kind of are in spirit. There's my mom on the, I guess, your left. Also my left, as I'm facing that. So yeah, I'm getting my dog lot rearranged, so that they'll have a bigger yard, and so they also can come into this tiny house because their dog lot goes up over here, and there's an empty space right here, and my tiny house is right here. So I want them to be able to come in here, and then also go in the garage, and then I have a 4 car carport right over here, up in this area right here, tiny house out in here. So top of the car end of the carport's over here, the end of the commercial garage is over here. Bam, they'll have like 4 times more room to run around. Plus, I'm also extending it out this way, another section. And the love of dogs. They all have to remember my dad by. Well, not all, but all the living thing. I mean, fuck, I've got literally tons that took me four trips. And a vehicle can hold 6 tons every time. I have tons of stuff from my family to remember them by. The love and energy that my dad had brought up this talk because she was alive for a couple of years already. She was born with him. She has this energy, love. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, we got clouds going in God's sky. The only lighting I have here is ambient from a window. I'm looking right at it right now. And there's a canopy of trees over this little house. It helps keep it cooler. There's a lot of reasons why I put this tiny house exactly where I put it. That is in the V right here. It's actually more like this. And right here is my tiny house. And it looks like it was already here. So I don't have any zoning problems. Even though I didn't put it in a foundation. So therefore considered a temporary structure. I don't need any permits. And when the people came here, and the county zoning man came out here to inspect the property when I bought it, he didn't even notice it. He actually noticed that there was 2 other buildings that were missing from here. That they were demolished during the previous owner's tenure, or how do you say? What is it called when you're taking care of something and you don't really own it? You're kind of yeah, that. I'm horrible for English. I apologize. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and then relax while I have workers do. No, I made roughly $250 yesterday. This process is probably going to cost me $250. So it's like me really we're out there working because it's my labor representing them working. I pay them to work and paying for the materials for that. That'll be like $250. Get $120 materials. And I'm probably going to give them about $150. I'm not sure. They're fucking up already. So when you fuck up, that doesn't count towards your hours working. You have to fix your mistakes. He's 1099. He's paying his own taxes on this. Wow, it's really so weird. I don't see any less light coming in here, but it's darker in here. I guess it's the sun coming this way and not just the sun coming down. Because I look in the window, I don't see any shadows or anything. Anywho, the dog's got my pocket square earlier, playing with it. $50 for this little piece of this little piece of cloth, and this isn't dyed. Each stitch of those, each stitch of this is the color of the thread put into place. This is handmade. This is not um, where we take a screen and print over this. This is each individual thread is warped into the right place. And it's also silk. It's supposed to be an art to doing this. Grandpa used to do this all the time. He was wearing a square every day. Right here, you want to be about half inch above your pocket line. Pull it up to your pocket. Bottom. This is how the Royals do it. Too much. But here we go. It's very egalitarian. Improper use of word. Sounds good. So I wish I could go swimming today. There's a lot of stuff I'll be like that, other than monitoring these people. I mean, they're nice. I like them. They're almost like friends. They don't ever come over and hang out or anything. Oh, let's put a new picture up. That's one a friend of mine got for my dad. The endangered Cuban crocodile. My dad's from Cuba. My grandmother, my grandfather, my grandfather, and my grandmother were both from Cuba too. My great grandmother came over from Cuba, and my auntie, and my cousins. Actually, second cousin, but I always called him Theo. That was my uncle because he was a little bit older. I'm find out he's my second cousin. Carlos and Jorgito. Jorgito's my favorite. Sometimes I just look at the screen while I'm filming, and I'm like, it's a little bit of introspect. I'm like, who is that handsome devil I'm looking at? What is he really all about? And then I practice empathy with myself. It's really pretty important to get to know yourself. It really is. A lot of people spend any time getting to know themselves. It's considered to be egotistical or self-centered or narcissistic. You should love yourself. You should love yourself before anybody else. A certain amount of narcissism is good. A certain. Not over the board. To the point you ignore everybody else around you. Man, this white really pops. Oh my. This is dark over here, but this is like. Yeah, my light bulb died. I'm going to have to. Actually, I hate spending money. I mean, other than like clothes and food, cars, and well, right now I have to pare back a lot of stuff. I want a taco truck to happen. I really want my food truck to happen within a couple weeks. But I'd like to be able to go down around Atlanta where I have connections with a restaurant, a wholesale restaurant auction company. I have a connection. I don't have to bid. I just say, hey, I want XYZ, and do you have one? And I bought enough stuff for them that they're like, well, it's a bird in the hand, and they mark it up a little bit, and plus I had a couple things go bad from there, so they're making up for it. I'm getting this prep table at cost, which normally is like $5,000 new. Well, it's not new, but it's going to be new to me. I want to mention it before. I'll show you this a lot. When I'm getting into something and I'm getting a super good deal on something, I just want it last enough for me able to afford get a new one. That's what I did with my ice cream truck. My first freezer I had last winter, and it lasted up until I got the first freezer. I worked with it last year in a tiny little Honda generator, which I just put on with U brackets, 4 inches long, maybe not even quarter-inch thick, an eighth of an inch thick, 45 cents each, and I stole the nuts to go on the end and just put them on there. Oh wait a minute, um, not that I'm above stealing from Lowe's. This isn't a profession or anything. And so I ran around with a $800 generator and a free freezer from like October to almost Christmas time. I was selling ice cream. Wasn't doing very good. I didn't have a very good variety of products. I was bringing home right about $200 to $250 every day, and I wasn't charging enough to cover all my expenses. It wasn't really. Um, I was actually, yeah. And then after living hand to mouth every day, I probably had $100 left after everything. Um, so now I'm doing much better. My markup is so significantly more, and so that freezer lasted that, and it lasted well into my purchase of my second freezer, which was a 65 cubic foot. Do that math again. 3.5 times 3.5 times 7. My mea culpa, 85 cubic foot freezer. And I paid I believe $1,800 for it. It's a grocery store style freezer. And kept working with that for a while, and then hey, I've got enough room for 4 of those in there, but I absolutely have no room to walk. So then when I got my second one, I had them this is the passenger side of my service window over here. Big old 40-inch window, 48 by 40 window. Lets lots of sunshine in and lots of prying eyes into her, so you don't seem like a creepy ice cream truck. It's more open. You always want everything to be as open as possible, so you don't look like you're hiding something. Like little children. That's the community fear. You want to lay all fears of that. Dress as crispy and nicely as possible. Be as friendly and open as possible. Answer all friendly and prying questions. Just be open. Just, you shouldn't have anything to hide. So when I got my second big one, Um, I got rid of the free. The free one was the like the um, 6 times 10 cubic foot freezer. That's my service one. It allows me to stand closer to the window, but yet all my most popular items I can just, as I'm continuing to look the person in the eye or maintain as much comfortable eye contact as possible, reach down and grab them as quickly as possible. Serves two reasons. A, I can maintain eye contact with them as much as comfortably possible, um, establishing a good rapport. Um, I speak slowly without having to growl, and softly. Do I do that? I have deep tones. Um, I want to appear as non-threatening as possible. Another reason is this is an impulse item. If people realize how much they were spending, they would probably never spend. 80% of people never spend money on ice cream truck. It's an impulse item. You want to get the sale done as quick as possible. The quicker it's done, it's like ripping a band-aid off. It's, I'm telling you this to help you with your business. That's the whole purpose of this channel. Why? Because somebody has to be the one to do this. Somebody needs to. People, I learned the hard way how to sell. I grew up working in circuses where if you didn't sell, you didn't eat. Only the workers got free food. Only the workmen on the floor, sending the tents up and all that, they got free food. The salesman never gets free food. Here's why. It's to incentivize your sales. You got to stay hungry for the money. Literally, hungry for the money. There's the reason why the phrase even exists. Well, I'm one of the people that invented that in the early 90s. Other people would take credit from the snack shack that we carried with us. To no, you can't do that. You get in so much debt to the snack shack that at the end of the week you don't have any paycheck or any of your money left. Then they take that out of your commission. So they're going to get their money because the snack shop is operated by your boss. And that markup, yeah, you're essentially working for free. Not me. I operated my own snack shack. Why? Because I had my own stand. I didn't need to be beholden to my boss. I didn't have one. I was the boss, but still had to produce. And here's the beautiful thing: if you actually produce, your rent on the train was for free. If you're a number one vendor, so I made it my job to be number one vendor because even though it was only $50 a week, well, what if you have a week where you only make $100? What if the whole show flops? And it happens. The show could be out money for operating it. Out building rents, transportation to the building, rail transportation. Even though the circus owns the train, they still have to pay the train line to use the rails and also for using their locomotives. The circus never owned its own locomotives in modern times. It's not in times of that's in times of antiquity, the circus did operate their own train because they owned the railroads. The circus was Ringling Brothers was one of the biggest owners of railroads, and how they diversified, or why the fuck they did something stupid like diversify themselves of all these fucking wonderful holdings. They owned in some places dozens of hotels in each town. So then they had so many workers that they didn't have room for in the train. They put them up in the hotel, and they had passenger cars in the train. They carry these employees from town to town. Um, Another component of the Ringling Circus was Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. They straight up put people in hotels. What's up? Look how you sold from the last hotel. Uh, Good times, good times. Anyhow, yeah. My location yesterday was by a waterfall, and it was wonderful. The scenery stayed the same, and the people changed. I had a wonderful time watching and being mesmerized by the water all day long, and doing what I wanted to do when I was a kid. Every time that we go there for 20 or 30 minutes, we had to go to the next place. Why can't we just stay at this place? This place is nice. Why do we have to see all 20 sites every time we go to this? Why can't we just go? We went to Pisgah Forest like every fucking weekend. Why do we have to see all 20 things every weekend? Like it's a new fucking adventure. Why can't we just stay at Looking Glass Falls all day one time? Just because everybody else then spends 20 minutes there doesn't mean we have to too. Yeah. That bugged me when I was a kid. Of course, at that time, children were meant to be seen and not heard. Yep. And the dogs slept outside in the doghouse. They didn't come inside. Never. Oh, my dogs sleep inside in the bed with me. We have flea dip now. I did digress. I did digress. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff later other than just ice cream and food trucks. Because operating food truck is all about life. It's all about people's different experiences and how they lead them to you. Everything leads to the taco truck. All that tells you, like, well, how do you know what place to be at, when? You have to know how people work. To do that, you have to be a general, all around, just decent person. Clean nails. What's that? Yeah, that said, you can tell a lot about a man by looking at his hands. Honest man has clean fingernails. And a working man should do. Get off work, clean up your nails, and wash your hands, and go out in the world clean. No, dirty hands do not mean honest money. Nope. No more than clean hands mean automatically dishonest money. I think that's actually an inherent sign of class struggle and warfare, and how do you say class envy. To say that I earn my money. Well, if there was no office worker to provide you with the work, no entrepreneur, would you really be able to do your job? You don't have the marketing skills necessary. You don't have the capital necessary. The CEO in the office provided you with that job. Otherwise, you'd be an entrepreneur and you would be in the office or spend some time in the office. Which your hands be clean so you can do the paperwork. You don't want any smudges or marks or folds or extraneous anything in the paperwork. Nice, pristine, hanging in the cabinet. Well, we can talk about this a lot because I always thought about that. Like, well, how did the blacksmith get to be somebody else's employee? How did the airline pilot get to be somebody else's employee? When the airline pilot is the one that invented the entire industry, and then the airline pilot, the what do they call them? They call them barnstormers. They would go there and to town and charge people to buy the pound to fly and experience the thrill of flight. And then they actually started carrying people from place to place. Well, originally, in the original airlines, the pilot was also the owner. The pilot made enough money to actually own the plane. Well, now the pilot is an employee of the airline, and the airline owns the plane because they're worth hundreds of millions. It'd be hard for a pilot to own the plane because they aren't the entrepreneur they used to be. And now people are like, I love flying so much, I'll do it for free almost. Really, to get the hours. Same thing with the blacksmith. The blacksmith works in a smithy shop and is an employee of somebody else. It's not really a way to think supposed to turn out. Mind you, I'm no communist. Or will I ever be? My dad was a communist. Yeah, he didn't mind when this capitalist bought him lunch for all his groceries, or pay his water bill, or tax on his fucking house. Where's my son? So where I get the money at, I guess he really cares so much. Okay, now the screen just dark again. That was right after I touched my mouse. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Clouds are shifting outside. I'm looking right here. You see them. Just raise the lights on my desk. I gotta get motivated. I really do. I gotta. Oh, I'm waiting for a little windfall, but I'm not gonna stop working in the meanwhile, just in case that windfall doesn't come through. Don't ever rely on a windfall, because if you do and it doesn't happen, you're gonna fall flat on your face. But hey, I didn't come in here and bore you all day long, and just supposed to be little daily nuggets of knowledge. Hey, sometimes I'll come on here live 4 or 5 times a day. I got nobody here. I got dogs to talk to. I don't go out very often because I'm preserving all my capital for a time where I can afford to have nothing but a social life. I'm gonna live today like nobody else will. So tomorrow I can live like nobody else can. 52 years old. If I get assholes and elbow in the next 6 months a year, I can set up enough passive income where I can be comfortable for the rest of my life and beyond. And then start living my life again because I spent way too much of it working. I've spent too much. I spent so much of my life working and chasing a dollar. I virtually have not had a life for probably almost half of my adult life. And mind you, a lot of this was spent at jobs where I lived at my job. So it was really just part of a daily routine, like chores in the house. And I was amongst friends at all times. I wasn't literally working all day. I was just there. I just had to be there at the edifices. Um, Actually, only worked like 4 or 5 hours out of the whole day. It's just, some of these places aren't around anything interesting. You really only have like an hour or two at a time between any and one of your tasks for the day to really venture out very long or do anything real. You're not going to have time to go out and watch a movie for that. You know, in these major city centers, it's going to take you 34 minutes to walk, 30 to 40 minutes to walk anywhere, anyways. Even if it's only blocks away, because a city block is a tenth of a mile. And if it were just you walking down the sidewalk, that'd be fine. But there's hundreds, or if not thousands of people walking down the sidewalk at the same time, and they're not always going the same way. So it's not like this side of the road walks all that way and this side of the road walks all this way. Yeah, you got a lot of and street vendors and people just hanging out, cup shakers. It's really like a maze. Just walk down. Yeah, it takes a long time. Then you have a line to get into place because those other people. Yeah, nothing is ever simple in the city. Nothing. Even being a beggar is a job. Watch some of my other videos at Circus Boy 90210. You will see more I talk about homeless people and beggars. And well, I used to carry some around for a long time. I had an RV, and well, they would give me half their money for the housing I gave them and the transportation from city to city. We'd go to a town and burn it up. Just be so they would be so aggressively panhandling. No, they were like, "Give me your money now!" Cup. You know, walking up and down the street at the red light and being very vocal, not hostile. Yep, that was, and then some of them would be my employees. I would go park the travel trailer. Whoever wanted to stay home for the day could. Whoever didn't want, you know, at the end of the day, if you save up from the last spot, that's great. I need X amount of money for being in my home per day. Or if you got a big take, I want half of it. But then I would feed everybody. And then some people wanted to work. I would take on my route with me and deliver phone books. Was working back towards having. I wanted to have phone books coming out the back and then like selling ice cream on the side. That would have been perfect. I might even do it again. I'd have another ice cream truck. I got two employees right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna think I'll get off here and go present that idea to them. See you.